36ers. There is no shortage of firepower between these two teams. They are both above 500 and looking for another early season win, with Breaker Nation assembling at Spark Arena once more to cheer on their team, the Sixers, hoping they can spoil the party. Here is 9-year-old John Torkington, who is delivering our Game Time ball thanks to Kmart. We appreciate Kmart's support of the NBL and the Game Time Schools program. And Mitsubishi Motors ladder, Joel Peterson, Liam Santamaria with you, Tom Abercrombie courtside. Liam, 3rd and 4th, 4 and 2 plays 5 and 3, and we have 4 of the top 5 scorers in the competition out there in this one.
Yeah, a lot of firepower in this one, Joel. Excited for it. There you see 4 of the top 5 scorers, as you say, 2nd, 3rd, 4th and 5th. Just one of them, of course, from New Zealand, Parker Jackson-Cartwright, who carries a bit of a heavy load, but lots of guys who can put points on the board.
Absolutely there is, and Matt Mooney's not too far away from being on that list, number 11 in scoring so far in the competition, and he and Parker Jackson-Cartwright, they're playing 30 minutes a game. They've got a lot of work to do, and at the moment they're doing a fine job of it.
Yeah, they're a dynamic duo, aren't they, in the backcourt, and there you see the numbers last week against the Sydney Kings. Combined for 45 points, really, really impressive. What I like, though, they also combined for 13 assists because 3 other guys for New Zealand scored in double figures in that game. So they're enjoying playing with each other and performing at a high level.
So 6 out of the 80 minutes that they weren't out there for last week against Sydney, and they dragged them across the line undermanned. They go into Kudos Bank Arena, get a tough win, and PJC leading the way as always.
Well, he's just having another sensational season, isn't he? He's so fun to watch. He's diminutive, but he's dominant. 4th in scoring, leads the league in assists. He's 2nd in steals. He can give it to you in so many ways at both ends of the floor. So he's leading for the front for the Breakers and putting lots of points on the board.
And they had a history-making performance last week as well, not only with PJC and Matt Mooney, but the youngster Karim Lopez, the 17-year-old Mexican product, youngest player to record a double-double in NBL history. He was very impressive.
Historic performance. Really, really impressive. Just at 17, as you say, to be doing that type of thing in a league as tough as this. Really, really impressive. You know, he took that mantle off LaMelo Ball. Another guy to do that at 17 or 18, Josh Giddey. This is the type of company that he's with. And, you know, he's so versatile. Great on the offensive glass. Can really move well off the ball. And when he's knocking down his 3-ball, well, you know he's having a really good time out there. So he's going to take confidence from that performance. And, you know, like all young players, the challenge is to back it up and be consistent with high-level performances.
He goes against some of the best bigs in the competition, including Montrezl Harrell, who was monstrous last time out. The 7th player in NBL history to have 36, 16 rebounds and 5 blocks, just the 2nd in the 40-minute era. And he has really burst onto the scene for Adelaide.
That was an unbelievable display from Montrezl Harrell last week against Cairns. Now, the overtime period helped with some of those numbers, but, oh boy, 36 points, 16 rebounds, 5 blocks. I mean, you're talking about guys like Josh Childress, Chris Anstey, the chairman of the boards, Mark Davis. These are the type of dudes across NBL history who have put up these types of numbers. Inside, outside, he was 3 of 3 from long range. He was having a lot of fun and entertaining everybody along the way.
And that's what he's been doing ever since he came into this Adelaide lineup as Montrezl Harrell. He's out there in the starting lineup tonight. Let's check in with the final member of our broadcast team, Breakers legend Tom Abercrombie. Tom, it's a welcome home for New Zealand. Of course, they're back in Auckland.
Yeah, kia ora koutou, good evening guys. The Breakers back in Auckland, back at Spark Arena, a happy hunting ground for them. They've won their last 5 in a row and obviously coming off that really impressive win against Sydney. Really excited to see how they go against the red hot Adelaide 36ers tonight, bringing all sorts of firepower. It's going to be a cracker.
Time to talk about that firepower. Adelaide, they've won 5 of their past 6. What are you loving about the 36ers?
Oh, look, I love the way that they're finding balance offensively. They've got so many weapons out there, and sometimes that can be tough to juggle, but at the moment, they're not running a huge amount of structure. They're letting guys play, and they're making it work.
Good on you, Tom. Looking forward to plenty of insights throughout the broadcast tonight. We'll start the starting 5s with the home team, the New Zealand Breakers. Karim Lopez out there, Sam Menenga, PJC, who's been leading the way, the captain, Matthew Mooney, and Jonah Bolden in that starting 5. for the Breakers. I'd love to see the two big men out there just get a little bit more involved in Bolden and Meninga, particularly, Liam.
Well, Bolden was good against Sydney. He was really active, but you're right, Meninga's been quiet in recent games. 3 straight games in single digits, so he'll be trying to get going.
And the Adelaide 36ers, on the other hand, they get a welcome return in Isaac Humphries, who comes back from some calf tightness in that game against Cairns last week to slot back into that starting lineup. So it's a return to form for Mike Wells, Davis, Vasiljevic, Detch, Harrell and Humphries, who is a very welcome return for the Adelaide coach.
Yeah, I mean, it says forward for Montrezl Harrell, but, you know, in many ways he's a centre. So it's a unique look we see from Adelaide with Humphries and Harrell out there on the floor together, but they're making it work.
Ken Widgeon, Ruben Woolcock, Alex McEwen, our referees this evening. The Adelaide 36ers 5-3, the Breakers 4-2 as they come into this one. And the Breakers in those striking Indigenous round kits designed by Anthony Wilson, which are very nice. Of course, we saw Adelaide's last time out at home, and the Breakers debuting theirs with a pair of away games across the NBL's Indigenous rounds. Really nice ceremony pre-game as well to soak everything up. And as Ken Widgeon says, let's have some fun. And that we will. First leg of a Saturday night doubleheader is underway in the Hungry Jacks NBL. New Zealand on the double this weekend with Melbourne on Monday. The only game for the Sixers. Meninga straight to work.
And they go straight at him. They're trying to get Meninga going. They pick and roll with Parker Jackson Cartwright. Interesting to see Kendrick Davis get that job on Jackson Cartwright off the tip.
Nick Hooley highlighted his defense on overtime during the week. How impressive he's been. Harrell trying to draw the call on Bolden there. Spent time with the Philadelphia 76ers, of course, across the course of their careers. Lopez drops it down low for Meninga. Guarded by Harrell, sees the double. 4 seconds for Bolden. Meninga inside, gets it to go. Got it from Bolden, and Sam is emboldened early.
What a great start for Meninga. Great take, late in the shot clock. The poise to put it up in the air, get Montrez off his feet, and score through the contact. What a fast start for Sam Meninga, who, as we mentioned off the top, has been a little quiet in his previous 3 leading into this one.
Still only 22. I mean, you know, you think of Sam Meninga coming across to the Breakers from Cairns and sort of the expectation around him as such a talent, but he's still finding his way in the pro game.
And that's what happens with youth, right? That's the challenge, as we mentioned, to be consistent. Second-year pro, and he's in a good situation here on this New Zealand team to have a big season.
Mooney thought about it. Tosses it back to Meninga. Guarded by Vasiljevic. Likes the look of the matchup. Why not? 6 out of the blocks for Sam Meninga. And the Breakers have put the spark in Spark Arena. Davis to the corner. Detch rattles out. The big fella's on the boards this time. Lopez hammers it home. And the Sixers are copping a hammering in the early minutes.
Timeout Adelaide. 8-zip start to the home team. On the Amy replay, Lopez turns the corner and throws it down. What a start for the Breakers, and the 17-year-old above the rim.
Tell you what, the dunk package for the Next Stars on social media is going to be big this week, Liam. That'll be getting a few double taps, I'd imagine. 8-0 out of the blocks here for the Breakers. Mike Wells wants to talk it over. Let's have a listen to the Adelaide coach.
Be head up. 4 out zoom. Set it. Flash. Trez, go right here. Hit him. Be straight up. Fly off. Hand it to him. Lay up. Next time. Dribble handoff. Come on. Give it to D-Dillon. Play.
Bit of urgency from Mike Wells.
Well, he knows they just need that first bucket just to break the seal. So he's given him a couple of options there to get something cheap going towards the rim.
So 8-0 the way of the Breakers. Tom Abercrombie, what are you seeing?
Yeah, well, it's a pretty animated Breakers crowd to start this one. Obviously happy with what they see. Fast start from Sam Meninga, which is fantastic for his confidence. But just listening in, as you were, to that Adelaide 36ers timeout. Pretty animated. Jason Kadee having a chat to the boys just about energy. They've come out flat in this one, and certainly in an environment like this at Spark, they need to find that energy pretty quickly.
Tom, do the Breakers fans usually stay standing until the road team scores? How come they're in their seats?
I think they took the timeout as an invitation to get an early seat.
Get them up,
Love
Tom.
them to get them back up. Put me on the mic.
Vasiljevic outside. And they might be standing a little while longer if they were so. Lopez drops it off to Jackson Cartwright. 8-0 start for New Zealand. PJC looking to add to that. Lopez sees some good defense but keeps it alive. Impressive stuff from the teenager. In attack mode again, that arm outstretched, swooping his way inside and gets the call.
Great job, Jonah Bolden, too. Just boomerang it back to Karim Lopez, saying, you know what, you've got the mismatch. Sure, he's talking to him about that right now. He said, you got Isaac Humphries on you. We're going at you right here. It was similar to the previous possession, and Lopez didn't take advantage. And how about the extension?
The wingspan
from Lopez, 6'9", 7'1" wingspan, and it was on full display right there.
Got the go-go gadget arms out. And Karim Lopez.
It does hit the rim. All right, we're good. We got 2 shots here.
So you can hear Ken Widgeon in the background wondering whether that ball had hit the rim that Lopez had recycled, and it did. So Karim Lopez at the free throw line. What's he like, Liam, in terms of personality, this young man?
Yeah, he's a lovely kid. You know, as a youth player in Europe last year, the last couple of years, he's been pretty brash, pretty confident. You know, bringing out all the different celebrations, watching him at Joventut Battaglia. But he's also, there's some humility about him as well. I love the way he's gone about assimilating himself into this Breakers team, respecting the quality of his teammates and opponents.
Made a real impression. He's doing so early. He and Meninga have combined for all of the Breakers' points. Can DJ break the drought? He can.
Much needed. Geez, 10-zip, not the start that Adelaide were looking for.
He's been quiet in the last few weeks as well, Vasiljevic. 13 to 45 in his last 3. This man's been shooting it nicely. Again, they roll it into the low block for Meninga. Got it off to Bolden. That one's a little too strong. Davis has been excellent his last few for Adelaide. Nice ball movement from the Sixers. Humphries is wide open, missed a bunny. Lobbed it straight over the eye, and PJC at the other end doesn't need a second chance.
Makes him pay. PJC, man, when he's coming at full steam, so hard to stay in front of, and Adelaide don't get it done. Delay of game warning called on the Breakers. Down the other end, beautiful high-low find from Harrell. And Humphries blew an easy one.
12 to 2 out of the gates. Jackson Cartwright and Mooney have attempted one shot between them. That's a great sign for New Zealand.
Well, as we said, last week, those two were terrific, but 3 other guys in double figures. So you want Meninga, Lopez, Jonah Bolden. You want these types of guys ticking the scoreboard over, because PJC and Mooney can't do it on their own.
So just getting the clock right there. Delay of game warning in there as well. Jarrell Martin checks in for the Sixers. His 3rd game of the season, averaging 11.5 minutes in his first 2. Davis making the moves on Parker Jackson Cartwright. How good is this matchup going to be?
Fun matchup. Kendrick Davis in his own right, 2nd in the league in scoring, 21 a game, top 5 in assists. And he was epic last week in that win over Cairns.
Mooney down low for Bolden. Martin comes up with a steal. Can the Sixers start to get something going offensively? DJ puts it on the floor. Good defense from Lopez. With him every step of the way. And he rolls inside again. Martin got a piece of it.
Sean.
Referee says it came off Karim last.
Let's go.
Good hands from Martin just to prize it loose. Lopez was striding his way to the cup, but down the other end, you see just the length. He's got that ability to move his feet, and so long contesting Vasiljevic at the rim.
Marshall into the game for Adelaide now. Oh, that's an awful turnover.
Well, they're all over the shop here at Adelaide. Giving up offensive rebounds, tossing it away here in the backcourt.
Yes, the last time they were here, it was not a happy road trip for the Adelaide 36ers at all. Lopez just bully ball. Posted up DJ Vasiljevic.
Well, that's not good enough. You know, you just let a guy stroll down the middle of the paint and get good position near the rim. Adelaide need to fire up.
DJ from way downtown, that won't go. Marshall tracks it down. PJC beats him to it. Keeps it alive. Sean Bairstow with some early run. Menenga in the corner. Vasiljevic in there for the rebounds. Davis back the other way. Tisevic with the defense on Vasiljevic. Marshall goes behind the back. PJC got the hand in. Bairstow all the way inside.
Oh, my. Right down Main Street in transition. Outstanding defense from Jackson Cartwright. Sparks it at the defensive end of the floor, but Adelaide lacking starch.
A few other ingredients as well to start. Davis, the foul on Parker Jackson Cartwright. So 4:29 remaining in this opening frame. Breakers by 12 in the early going, 16-4.
Well, they've been flat with 36ers. You know, you think from Mike Wells' perspective, geez, what do we need to address? And Tom gave us the feedback, Jason Kadee, in that first time out, talking about energy. Not communicating in D-trans, giving up offensive rebounds, tossing it away. They need to find some of that energy and get themselves back in this thing.
Tom, what are you seeing from the 36ers body language-wise?
Yeah, look, fellas, it's not great at the moment. They look, as we talked about, lacking in energy, and surprising just talking to DJ before the game. They arrived in Auckland on Thursday, so they came here extra early. They've had another day in town to try and get used to or get over the big flight, get used to the time difference. So no excuses from their part. They should be bringing it, and at the moment, it just looks like they're not quite clicking.
Trail by 12 in the early going. Of course, Cairns and Brisbane still to come. Sunshine Stoush later tonight. Those two teams need a win desperately. So that's the second leg of our doubleheader this evening, and the Breakers are off to an incandescent start in this one. Jackson Cartwright working on Davis. The defense from Martin to get a hand in. 7 of 10 in the early going, the Breakers. Sixers 2 of 9. Now look, discombobulated on the offensive end. DJ just pulls up from way downtown and cans it.
Well, he's the one guy that's been able to get it going a little bit. Got to the rim, knocks down the three-point look right there. He's been aggressive.
And Davis, the only Sixers to have scored so far. Gillespie out there for New Zealand, sets a mean screen on Davis, rolls inside, gets it to go!
A great finish from Gillespie. The find from Jackson Cartwright. Rises up to shoot it, changes his mind at the last moment. And Gillespie is up and about.
Looks like he's going for a drum solo.
We got a technical free throw, and then Gillespie's gonna shoot the and one.
So a tech foul in there
One.
after that play. Ken Widgeon faked himself out, giving the pass there.
Correct. One.
Tech foul going on Mike Well. PJC will shoot the technical free throw.
Great start from Jackson Cartwright. He checks out. 3 points, 1-on-1 from the field, but he's been super active, both ends of the floor, getting everybody involved. Key part of this fast start.
Gillespie knocks it down. Game high 13-point lead now for the Breakers. 20-7. Adelaide needed some answers. They need it in a hurry. Davis loses it. Gillespie got a hand in there. Get another look at this, the Sixers. Davis to the cup. Oh, tough finish.
Score the goal. White 13. Block. One shot.
Nice take from Davis. Hezzy, cross. Rises up through the contact. And this is the challenge for New Zealand now with Jackson Cartwright checking out. Of course, no Mitch McCarron. So Matt Mooney's going to play point guard. Not something that, you know, he's really, truly in his comfort zone. They've got to operate and keep things rolling without their main guy out there on the floor.
Do you think these are the danger minutes from the Breakers' perspective?
Yeah, I mean, he's not going to spend much time on the pine, but you got to keep the ball popping and keep creating advantages with him off the floor.
It's the challenge for Pettery Competent, the first-year Breakers coach. Of course, Mike Wells in his first season in charge of Adelaide as well. Mooney from outside. Rebound goes the way of Jarrell Martin. Haven't seen the best of yet in his short tenure with the Sixers. Gillespie comes across to affect the shot, but there's a foul on the play. Plenty of contact there. Jarrell introducing himself to a couple of the local youngsters.
Well, certainly a crash landing. Really good find from Vasiljevic. Mooney not quite there. Gillespie makes sure there's no and one. The young fella's all good.
He's pretty happy about it, I think.
He's got the best seat in the house. I mean, he doesn't have a seat, but he's got the best spot in the house.
Seat on the floors, no worries. Great to see so many kids enjoying things courtside here at Spark Arena. 20 plays 10 in the early going. 2:53 remaining in this opening frame. Joel Peterson, Liam Santamaria, and Tom Abercrombie with you. Tom, as we check in with you courtside, what have you liked from the Breakers in the early minutes?
Oh, plenty to like from the Breakers. I think they're just playing with great pace and poise at the moment. What I particularly like, they're getting to the free throw line. They're last in the league at the moment in terms of the percentage of their scoring, which is coming from the line, and not shooting at a great percentage either, but they've found their way to the line early in this one, particularly through Sam Meningo, who they've made a real emphasis of getting him the ball down low, and I think...
Freddie Gillespie!
Yeah, it's a great call, Tom. We see it again right there. Does it look like a concerted effort, a game plan from the Breakers as Jarrell Martin quietens the fans from the three-point arc to go inside and attack the rim?
Yeah, look, I think so. I think they realise they need a bit more balance offensively. They do rely on Parker and Mooney a lot. And to their credit, those two have done a fantastic job so far of allowing those others to get going. They'll be the happiest people in the court if their teammates are able to get going, particularly those big guys inside.
Michael Jackson Cartwright scoring at the other end on that possession. For a couple of highlight plays from Gillespie and Martin. PJC putting it on the floor, using his speed and his considerable craft. He is so good.
Wow. We've got some dudes in this league that are incredibly fun to watch. Bryce Cotton, Montrezl Harrell, but man, this guy might be number one for me. When he puts the Jets on, he's so creative. He's so small, but he's got such a big heart and plays so big.
And if you haven't had the luxury to see him in person, it's a different experience when you see him up close and you see how quickly he moves in person. He's been a great addition to this competition. We love having him here. So good to see him back in Breakers colours this season. Martin is automatic from long two.
Quick little change up for the Breakers there, just to mix things up defensively. Hopped into a 2-3 zone, but Martin found himself with a wide open mid-range jumper.
New Zealand's only led twice at quarter time so far this season. Adelaide's only trailed 3 times at quarter time. Second best opening quarter team in the competition so far, Adelaide, and the Breakers are doing a number on them early. PJC stepping to the stripe.
Well, this is where they benefit from all those early attacks on the rim and trips to the free throw line and now they've got Adelaide in the bonus. So Jackson Cartwright being aggressive, making sure the officials see the contact and getting some cheap ones from the stripe.
So 6 of 7 so far, the Breakers, shooting 70% from the stripe on the season, as Tom said, the worst in the competition. Jackson Cartwright knocks down both of them. Minute 20 remaining. 29 plays 16. Best opening quarter of the season for the Breakers scoring-wise by far. Previous was 24. Marshall looking for Detch. All the way inside. Lopez comes across. He's called for the foul.
It was a good defensive possession for New Zealand right to the end when Anticevic opened the gate and allowed Sunday Detch a straight line drive to the rim, and that was an easy call for the official. The contact on the arm.
Sunday Detch head to the free throw line, playing just under 26 minutes a game. 29-16. Let's check in with Tom. What are you seeing as far as Montrezl Harrell goes, Tom?
Yeah, well, he's just about to check back into the game, but it's been a pretty quiet start to him. Get to attempt a field goal on this one. He particularly does just not look engaged in the game at the moment. Needs to get himself going, and Adelaide needs to get him going because he's obviously so important to what they do, and his energy is a barometer for this team. So coming off that monster performance last week, pretty quiet first quarter from his standards. I think if Adelaide want to get going, they need to get the big fella going.
Yeah, it's a great call, Tom. Unselfish in those first few minutes. You know, setting punch screens for Kendrick Davis, high-low pass to Isaac Humphries. But you're right, makes sense to make a focus of him on the interior now to get him rolling.
So prolific all season for the Sixers. Yet to get the score sheet and hasn't had a rebound either. He's had one rebound, Montrezl Harrell. Jackson Cartwright inside is fouled. So again, New Zealand will get to the free throw line. For a couple more, here Ken Widgeon urging everyone to get lined up.
That's the second personal on Isaac Humphries. 8 team fouls for the 36ers in this first term.
Haven't taken more than 15 free throws in a game so far this season, New Zealand. And they'll have 10 in the first quarter after Jackson Cartwright attempts the second here. And they've made 9 of them. Lead out to 14. Biggest it's been so far in the contest. Every time Adelaide eat into it, the Breakers are able to come back with a couple of answers. So Keanu Rasmussen on the bench for Adelaide. Nodlak Mayen in this game with some back soreness. Vasiljevic, Harrell, Davis, Martin and Marshall, the 5 at the moment for Mike Wells, and Jackson Cartwright strips it away from Vasiljevic. Marshall comes across for the foul.
He does it again. Jackson Cartwright, he is just everywhere right now. Great hands as Vasiljevic drives to knock it loose. Gillespie involved as well. And then here, opportunistic. Sees Marshall trying to get involved in defensive transition and said, you know what? I might get back to the free throw line.
So there'd be a good percentage of people who would have this man as their Supercoach captain who'd be pretty pleased with his first quarter, Liam. 13 points, a rebound, 2 assists and 2 steals. For the record, I may or may not be among them.
Well, he's been prolific in 8 of those, now 14 points earned at the stripe. And a lot of that here during the last minute or so while the 36ers have been over the foul limit. Heads up, high IQ play from the Breakers' star point guard.
So good as the leader of this squad, Parker Jackson Cartwright. Time winding down in this opening frame. Davis had the whole clock to work with.
No problem for the Breakers. Foul to give. That's why McNaught was all up and in the ball. Got 7 on the clock to work with.
There's plenty of energy, Alex McNaught. Both on and off the court. What can he do here on Davis? Davis stepping back, long two, tough shot. Kendrick Davis has no problems with it. And he gives Adelaide a shot in the arm going into quarter time. But it's all the Breakers in the opening term at Spark Arena. They lead at 33 to Adelaide 19. All New Zealand in that opening term at Spark Arena. Freddie Gillespie with a couple of big plays. And the Breakers lead by 14, their best first quarter of the season by far. And Adelaide, the most points they've given up in an opening term so far this season, 33-19. Joel Peterson, Liam Santamaria and Tom Abercrombie with you, and the stats just jump off the page as far as the Breakers go, Liam.
Well, there's been great energy, really asserted themselves on the game, the Breakers, and they did it at the rim. And they've no scores from beyond three-point territory, 11 of 15 from the field, all really inside the paint as Harold gets his first bucket of the game, and a whole bunch at the free throw line. So you love the way they've asserted themselves, but a lot of basketball still to be played.
12 free throw attempts in that first quarter for New Zealand. Already their 4th most in a game this season. Haven't had more than 15 in any contest. Bairstow, cross-court pass, Bolden outside. Haven't hit a 3-ball yet, only attempted 3 of them. And it'll stay in Breakers colours here. Good hustle from Jackson Cartwright. Menenga thought about it. Slices his way inside. Almost got the finish. Harrell's been quiet. Martin outside. He's been filling it up for Adelaide. Jarrell Martin with 9 on 3 of 3 shooting.
All of a sudden, it's a single-digit game. Timeout, New Zealand. Adelaide with a little momentum out of that quarter-time huddle. Mike Wells would be wrapped with that.
So Jarrell Martin's got 9 points to lead the Sixers. Jackson Cartwright's got 14. They're both 3 of 3 from the field. And Martin providing a bit of a scoring burst for Mike Wells and the 36ers. It's the Breakers who still lead by 9, 33-24. Let's have a listen to Petteri Koponen.
Hey! Hey! Go, get it! tagging but 2 guys on the ball. Then you have to match up. Jared, Martin, now what? No easy shot. You have to recover fast. Hey, offense, great pass, good shot. We're gonna knock them down. Let's go. Calm down first. Calm down first, please. Calm down. Calm down. And then patient. Let's go. Keep playing defense. Let's go.
So Petteri Koppinen there. Has a coach ever started a timeout by not saying the word hey?
No, that's how it works.
It's just what you have to do.
It's how it works in the huddle. He made the point about Jarrell Martin. You know, he's 3 of 3 from the field, feeling good after knocking that one down. Got to close him out. Adelaide made a little adjustment to, put a little bit more focus on their help and defending in the paint. Forced a couple of early jumpers to begin this second half for New Zealand, and Koppinen telling his squad, no worries, we'll knock those down.
Jackson Cartwright inside, Menenga underneath, another strong finish from the big man. He's got 8 points early. Tom Abercrombie was listening to Mike Wells. What did the Adelaide coach have to say, Tom?
Well, it looks like Adelaide's woken up, hasn't it? And it doesn't take much. Just a couple of defensive stops and a couple of buckets in transition. And it looks like they're starting to find their mojo. Way more engaged in that timeout. A lot more talk between players. And it looks like they have finally come to the party here at Spark.
Vasiljevic liked the look of that over Lopez. Jackson Cartwright loves the look of that. No good. Lopez keeps it alive.
Oh, whoa.
PJC. Well, he ended up in row 1, and then he went to rows 2 and 3 very quickly.
Oh, that was nimble. Did he find a spare seat? What did he stand on as he made his way over the courtside seats?
Well played.
Jeez, lucky there was no one sitting on those.
Get that man into the steeplechase. 110 hurdles or something. They've been winning everything recently, New Zealand. He might get them another gold as Harrell goes across the lane and banks that one home. And finally, Montrez gets fired up.
Strong take. It's not a fun place to be. Harrell, when he catches in the block, squares up to the rim. He's so strong, and he's got a great handle for a big fella. So puts it on the deck, initiates the contact, kisses it off the glass.
Harrell Island, it's a bigger landmass than many islands, but it's not any more welcoming than a Cotton Island or similar. Speaking of islands, I hear you've sold up on Brisbane Island.
I'm leasing.
You've divested your interest?
Yeah. They're not instilling a whole bunch of confidence in me, the Bullets, at the moment, Joel, but interested
an investor call
to see what kind of response we see from them in the Sunshine Stash later on.
Second leg of a doubleheader, 8 o'clock Eastern Daylight Time. Menenga can't hit. Adelaide off to the races. Ow! He doesn't need that kind of space. And the split back to 7. It's been as many as 14. Mooney making moves. That's money.
That's a layup from Matt Mooney. Strides into the open jumper. His first points of the game.
Only second shot, so they haven't needed a lot from PJC. Harrell goes to work on the island once more. Lopez secures the rebound. He's got 6 in the early going to go with his 6 points. Jackson Cartwright swooping his way inside again. Bolden appeals that it was last touched by Six's hand, but the referee's not having any of that. Adelaide trailed by 14 at quarter time. Narrowed the gap back to 9. Had it down to 7 a moment ago. Jason Kadee, game number 402. Davis stepping back. Breakers yet to hit a 3 ball. And doing all their work inside. 22 points in the paint, plus 12 free throws for New Zealand. Bolden to the corner. Menenga thought about it. Kadee the closeout. Good defense again from Adelaide and Martin, but Bolden is there to put it back in.
Good work on the offensive glass. Great unselfish play from Bolden. Had the mismatch. but found his open teammate on the arc and eventually got himself a bucket.
4 offensive rebounds to none so far for New Zealand. Jackson Cartwright found himself in a place he didn't want to be.
Well, I like that from Jackson Cartwright. Smallest guy in the gym. Big bad Montrezl Harrell catches it right near the hoop. And he manages to enforce the no layup rule and send him to the stripe.
PJC heads off for a little spell. Generally come pretty short and sharp for the Breakers captain. Montrezl Harrell steps to the free throw line. Able to get that one to go. 1 of 2 tonight. 39 of 58 on the season. So just a hair under 70%. Become a fan favourite in Adelaide. Got a feeling even some of the opposition supporters have liked his work.
Is he the MVP of the league at this point, do you think, Joel? 3rd in scoring, 2nd in rebounding, averaging pretty much 20 and 10.
He's got to be up there, right? 5 and 3. Probably the only reason that he wouldn't be a lay down Missouri is that Adelaide started slowly.
Jackson Cartwright's got to be in that conversation as well. The Breakers sitting 3rd in the league. He's the key reason why.
We're seeing, especially tonight, what he can do at the defensive end. Harrell recycles this one, goes out with the wingspan on Gillespie. We've seen those tricks before with his NBA experience. Mooney surveying. Interesting pass to himself. Not sure that's how he drew it up. Bairstow back to Mooney. Harrell with the late closeout, down to Bolden, cross-court pass, Lopez.
Again, really good find from Jonah Bolden. They don't score, he gets no stat, but just a smart basketball decision, finds an open shooter.
They've looked really sharp here, New Zealand. Adelaide came out flat, but they're winding themselves up. They did it last week against Cairns. They trailed by 19 before winning. Davis all the way inside and one.
It's the 2nd time he's done that. Kendrick Davis, he lulls you to sleep, puts the Jets on, quick first step after the hesitation. And his ability to initiate the contact and go up and kiss it off the glass. The guy picking him up, Jason Kadee, also very, very good at that. And he heads to the stripe for an and one.
He's got 9 points on 4 of 6 shooting. They're 5 and zip when he scores 18 or more, Davis. They're zipped in 3. And he's underneath that mark. He's been getting his teammates involved as well. So 6-point lead for New Zealand. They led by 14 at quarter time at 33 to 19. 14 to 6 so far in this 2nd term for the Adelaide 36ers. Joel Peterson, Liam Santamaria, Tom Abercrombie with you. Great to have you with us in the Hungry Jacks NBL. First leg of a Saturday night doubleheader. Jackson Cartwright goes baseline, tries to whip it back to Bairstow. It's off Sixers' hands. Bairstow, Jackson Cartwright, Mooney, Gillespie, Bolden to 5 for the Breakers. Marshall, Kadee, Humphries, Vasiljevic, Detch for the Sixers. As Grant Maticevic checks in and Jonah Bolden takes a seat. With the hair and the headband, he looks like he should have been in that Tassie retro round uniform last night. Grant Maticevic. Matt Mooney, still no good from outside the Breakers, 0 of 7. Kadee off to Humphries. Oh, Gillespie almost got a piece of it, but it's a nice reverse finish from Isaac.
Yeah, and all of a sudden, it's a 2-possession game. You know, like it looked like New Zealand were going to run away with things in that first quarter, but Adelaide have kept on keeping on, and they're back in the game.
Jackson Cartwright leaning in. 16 for PJC. His season best of 21 came on Sunday against Sydney. He's well and truly on the way. Vasiljevic now. Good defense from Anticevic. Jackson Cartwright off to Gillespie into traffic. No roll. Sixers trying to cut it back to a one-score game potentially. Nice ball movement, beautiful pick from Mooney. Read it like an open book. It's all slowed down for the Breakers. We're shooting over 70% at quarter time. And now they're down at comparatively low 50%. Still good going. No good for Kadee. There's a lot more energy out there from Adelaide though, Liam.
Beautiful spin move from Mooney. Much needed bucket. Both teams have been bone dry the preceding couple of minutes. Mike Wells wants to chat about it, get things organised at the offensive end. Here's the Amy replay. Matt Mooney attacks the ball pressure from Nick Marshall, spinning and winning to the cup.
Nice stuff from Matt Mooney. He's got 4 points. Jackson Cartwright's got 16. New Zealand 43. Lead Adelaide 35 at the Tangerine timeout. 2 minutes 29 remaining. You can get all the latest breaking news direct to your device by downloading the free NBL app. Scan the QR code on screen. Check out live scores, Supercoach numbers as well, live on there. You can grab it on the App Store or Google Play. Video content, podcasts, and all the news you need. The NBL app is the place to go throughout this NBL25 season. You would have to think that Mike Wells would be far more pleased with what he's seen from his team in this second period.
Definitely. Well, they gave up 33 in the opening term, and they've given up just 10 here in the first, what is that, 7.5 minutes. There's Taco Fall in and amongst the Breakers group. So still in New Zealand, still in Auckland, working with the group. You can't miss him.
No.
Joel, when he's hanging around the huddle.
You can't. The size difference between he and PJC was rather remarkable there. Nearly part of one of those shots. Exactly what his role is going forward with the Breakers remains to be seen, really. It's a bit of a mystery. That's exactly where he might end up as the season progresses. He's enjoying being in New Zealand, got the family out here as well now. Nick Marshall going hard to the cup, denied by Gillespie, and Harrell there on clean-up duty.
Great take from Marshall. Doesn't score, sure, gets blocked, but because he engages the help defender and the shot blocker, it leaves Harrell alone on the clean-up.
Down to the 2-minute warning in this first half. Breakers by 6. Mooney off to Jackson Cartwright, guarded by Harrell. Tosses it in down low to Gillespie, who's tackled by Nick Marshall.
Move on. Hold. Underneath. Next way, fellas. Next way. Right underneath. Here we go.
Good seal up from Gillespie. And Marshall, professional foul. Knew he was outmatched. Knows they've got fouls to give. Gives up a professional one.
Mooney off the inbound. Gillespie at the elbow. Knocked down. Freddie Gillespie will enjoy seeing that drop. 7 points on 3 of 4 shooting so far. He's got a block as well.
Other way, other way, other way.
Breakers by 8 with 1.5 minutes remaining in this opening half. 4-2 on the season so far, New Zealand. Adelaide 5-3. New Zealand with Melbourne to come on Monday at John Cain Arena. Martin, the fullback. Jarrell Martin is 4 of 4.
Davis, Martin and Harrell now have combined for 31 of Adelaide's 39. The 3 imports ticking the scoreboard over.
Toss DJ in there, and they've got 36 of 39. So the big four getting it done as Jackson Cartwright falling away. He is so smooth with it. Harrell into the chest of Gillespie. Good defense from the big fella.
Good matchup.
PJC back the other way. Here's Moody. And that is what that man can do.
Big couple of possessions for the Breakers. Gillespie stands tall against Montrez underneath, and Jackson Cartwright finds Mooney on the arc.
11-point Breaker lead after the Sixers had it back to 4. Since that point, it's been 11-4 the scoring. Time winding down. 2-second difference, shot and game clock. Martin inside, blocked by Gillespie, who comes over the top emphatically.
Well, he's having a huge impact right now, Freddie Gillespie. 3 blocks. Out of bounds off Harrell. Gillespie doing a great job protecting the rim.
And that's exactly what they brought him in for, Freddie Gillespie, to bring that kind of energy. You see Mojave King there, who's injured at the moment, of course, a former Adelaide 36er. He's having an impact on this ball game. Tangerine timeout. The Breakers 50 to Adelaide 39. There is Freddie Gillespie. Let's hear from him on what he brings to the floor.
A lot of energy, passion, hustle. That'll come out early. My competitive desire. Off the court, I think I'm a nice, pretty friendly guy. But one of the reasons why I love basketball is because you can just unleash and just be, you know, a version of yourself that would not be okay in any other environment, most other environments. But in that 94 feet, it's totally acceptable and encouraged.
Well, he used the word unleash there, and that's what he's doing.
Well, he's doing the starting lineup at the moment for the Breakers, but having a really good impact. You love the work he's doing at the defensive end, second in the league in block shots, nearly 2 a game. And he's such an important piece in this game because you need someone who can match up on Montrez Harrell pound for pound around the rim. And you saw a couple of possessions ago, Harrell against almost anyone else in the league, that would have been a bucket, but Gillespie sent him away.
So 50 to 39, 6.3 seconds remaining. Bairstow, Jackson Cartwright, Anticevich, Mooney, Gillespie, the 5 for New Zealand. PJC getting all the way inside. He's got 20 at the half, and he's got the Breakers on his back. 52 to 39. Coming off a season best 21. Jackson Cartwright is 1 off it, and we're only a half in.
Great play, great punch screen. Well done by the officials to play the advantage. And Jackson Cartwright puts the Jets on.
That's a great response for New Zealand after they were challenged in the mid part of that term to come out and extend that lead going into the half. 52 to 39 is their advantage at halftime, which Petteri Koponen would no doubt be delighted with. Let's get down to Tom Abercrombie, who's with Sam Meninga.
Yeah, I'm joined here by Sam Meninga. Sam, 52 points in that first half. It looked like you guys made a real effort to go inside early on in this one. Was that a conscious thing from you guys?
Yes and no. You know, Parker draws so much attention that we were able to get inside and play one-on-one, get going early. Try to draw fouls on their bigs. Their bigs are really talented, but we can go at them and draw fouls on them.
And what's the focus for the second half? More of the same?
More of the same and get stops. We let them back in the game a little bit. We just didn't defend as well as we should. Get stops, rebound, go.
Good luck, mate.
Appreciate it.
More of the same indeed. High-scoring first half of the season so far for New Zealand. They lead by 13 at halftime. A little bit of work to do for Adelaide. The Breakers 52, Sixers 39. We'll break it all down after this. Half-time at Spark Arena, and it is all Adelaide, despite Montrezl Harrell inserting himself into the game in that term. It's all the Breakers, I should say. They lead by 13 at half-time, 52-39. They were challenged by Adelaide in that second quarter, but broke away to end it. Joel Peterson, Liam Santamaria, Tom Abercrombie with you. Liam, impressive stuff from New Zealand.
Yeah, really impressive, especially that first quarter when they put 33 on the board. Much better from Adelaide in that second term, where they kept New Zealand to 19 for the term. So they did a much better job defending without fouling. 9 fouls in the first term, just 1 in the second. And as a result, they're back within touching distance.
Parker Jackson-Cartwright had a game-high, season-high 21 points last time out against Sydney. He's got 20 at half-time, and they have plenty of those in our Hungry Jacks half-time highlights. 6 of 9 from the field, 4 assists as well. He is leading the way as always.
Yeah, and the reality is, he's the difference. Yeah, he's the difference between these two teams in this first half. 20 points, as you say. He's the only New Zealand player with more than 8. And he's done it with such great efficiency. You talk about all those fouls. Well, he drew so many of them. Hasn't got it going from outside, a little bit of mid-range, but a lot of this. Just putting the Jets on, getting to the cup, finishing at the rim, getting to the free throw line. There you see all the green dots around the hoop. And as you say, you add those 4 assists in there as well. He's been dancing a merry dance at the offensive end.
Yeah, only the 1-3 attempted, only the 1-3 made in that first half for the Breakers. So despite 52 points, their best first half of the season scoring-wise, they haven't been lighting it up from outside as we've seen on a couple of occasions. His direct matchup, of course, PJC, is Kendrick Davis, who is one of 3 Adelaide 36ers in double digits so far. He's 4 of 6 from the field, and we've seen that same dynamic element from him.
Yeah, it's been a fun matchup to watch, hasn't it? He's got 10 and 3. Jackson Cartwright's got 20 and 4. So you give PJC the edge in that first half. And let's see, let's lace him up again and go at it in the second. So, he's a tough cover when he's so quick as well and so creative off the bounce. Good first half, but he needs to be, he really needs to outplay Jackson Cartwright in this second half for the 36ers to get up.
He dragged them back last week. He could do it again tonight. Tom Abercrombie is courtside. Tom, what are you seeing in the first half?
Well, there's been a lot to like if you're a Breakers fan. I think the work they've done inside, especially to start this game, has been the real bonus. I think they've struggled to establish that presence inside earlier on in the season, but tonight, for whatever reason, made a great emphasis early on, able to get some points at the paint, able to get themselves to the free throw line. If they can knock down a couple of threes, I think the lid comes off. You saw Moody just knocking down 1 towards the end of the half, and the energy that lifted in this building. I think the Breakers are threatening to lift this one open.
And Tom, a key part of that was Sam Menenga, who you spoke to there at halftime. What did you make of his start to the game?
Yeah, well, you talk about establishing a presence inside, and it all started with Sam Menenga early on in this one. They went to him inside, whether it was on purpose or not, according to Sam, it wasn't, but he found himself with the ball a lot early on in this one and did a great job of finishing, attacking the basket, getting himself to the free throw line. And after a few quiet games over the last couple of weeks, it's a welcome sight for him and for Breakers fans to get himself going, because if they can establish things inside, it's just going to continue to open things up outside, and they're going to shoot the ball a lot better in the second half to get a feel.
Yeah, we know what the talent that the big man's got. Thank you very much, Tom. Look forward to seeing more of that from Sam Menenga in the second half. Of course, this is the first game of a doubleheader tonight. The Sunshine Stoush is yet to come. In Cairns, they take on the Brisbane Bullets. To preview that, here's Ariana Prather.
Well, we have a Queensland showdown tonight, and I think head coach Justin Schuler said it best this week. He said that these games are always enjoyable for us. We know that they are our rivals, and there's always a little bit extra played in these games. And look, I think bottom line is that there's respect on the line tonight. For the Taipans, they've lost their last 5 games straight, so they want this win at home so that they can get the ball rolling in the right direction. And for the Bullets, we saw that twinkle. We saw that spark when they won 2 back-to-back games, and then they had a devastating loss at home against the Jack Jumpers. So who's going to be able to have the bragging rights of Queensland? We'll find out tonight.
Plenty on the line between those two sides tonight. That's coming up 8 o'clock Eastern Daylight Time, 7 o'clock Queensland time. Big second half at Spark Arena, though. Breakers by 13. It's all on the other side of this. New Zealand by 13 at halftime, 52-39 over the Adelaide 36ers. Joel Peterson, Liam Santamaria with you. Tom Abercrombie is courtside. We've got him there because he chases down the big interviews. Literally, he's with Taco Fall.
Yeah, thanks, guys. I'm joined by Taco Fall. Taco, awesome to have you part of the Breakers and part of the NBL, mate. How have you enjoyed your time so far?
I've loved it. The city's been great. The people here have been great, really nice. I've had great food. My family's enjoyed it. I'm having a great time.
And just tell us a little bit about your status with the Breakers at the moment. What's your role and what are you doing with the team at the moment?
Just rehabbing my quad. Hopefully I get back on the court pretty soon. We're just trying to draw a timeline right now to see when I'm fully recovered and able to play, pretty much.
Oh, and what have you made of the game so far here tonight? You're obviously liking what you see from the Breakers.
Oh yeah, I'm loving it. The guys are playing, hard and they're having fun. they've been preparing for this game for a few days. I mean, pretty much since I got here a couple of days ago, and they're playing well.
Awesome. Well, thanks for your time, and hopefully we'll see you out in the court soon.
Tom Abercrombie and Taco Fall. And just let the record show that our man Tom Abercrombie officially listed at 199 centimetres.
No, he did well. There's a bit to unpack there, Joel.
Yes.
We'll circle back to that conversation and break it down with Tom in a little bit.
Great to have him in Breakers colours. 52-39. The Breakers over the Adelaide 36ers. Great first half for them. Parker Jackson Cartwright with 20. 3 sixes in double figures, but none yet to take the game by the scruff of the neck. Menenga did exactly that early, and Bolden's been terrific on the boards.
Same play from the very start of the game. Menenga right to the cup again, and Bolden in perfect offensive rebounding position.
Good for Harold. Lead of 15 of New Zealand. It's been as many as 16 so far tonight. Here is Menenga, outside triple. 1 of 9. Really the only blot on the copybook so far for the Breakers.
Well, it's a combined 3 of 17 from three-point territory for these two teams, so neither squad lighting it up from long range.
Humphries just the 2 shot attempts so far in 7 minutes. A little bit of early foul trouble on return from a calf injury. Davis crossing up, PJC. Front iron. Jackson Cartwright. Next bucket will give him a season high. He's on 20 at the moment. He wants the rock back. Detch gets the switch onto him. Humphries worried him out of it. Vasiljevic off to Harrell, who thumps it down.
Great push of the ball. Harrell running the lanes, and Vasiljevic rewards the big fella.
Montrez now with 12 and 5 to be Adelaide's leading scorer. Mooney off balance, wedgie. Wasn't quite as stuck as one in Launceston last night, which was really jammed in there. 54-41 to the Breakers. 2 minutes gone in this third period. Joel Peterson, Liam Santamaria, Tom Abercrombie with you. Breakers back at Spark Arena. They go on the road for their next 2 games into the FIBA window. Not enough lift on that one from Kendrick Davis. 0 of 3 from outside. Behind the back, Jackson Cartwright to Menenga, spinning, baseline, got it, and one.
Great take, Menenga. Wheeling and dealing down low. A couple of possessions ago, Joel, Jonah Bolden's been making so many good decisions in this game, but he missed one here with Parker Jackson Cartwright. Had the mismatch with Montrez Harrell. Have a look right here. Jackson Cartwright wanted it back. Said, hey, isolate me on the big fella. And they missed him, and they end up without the mismatch, and he can't finish underneath. Whenever a big switches onto Jackson Cartwright, boomerang that ball right back to him and let him go to work.
So Tangerine timeout, 56-41. Coach's challenge on the play. So Breakers by 15. Mike Wells wanting to have a look at the foul on Isaac Humphries.
Well, he had pretty good position on that play, Isaac Humphries. You can understand the idea of challenging that play as Menenga spun on him, but he lifted him off the floor right there. And then, yeah, look, not true verticality with the arms. I'd be surprised if that's successful.
Right on cue, unsuccessful. The coach's challenge. Scott Butler can talk us through it. Scott, what was the explanation for that one?
Yeah, guys, so when you process the play, you can see Menenga isolates Humphries, spins, and you can see Humphries' right arm is clearly out of the vertical. As Menenga elevates, there's the illegal contact. We shoot the basket, and challenge is unsuccessful.
Beautifully timed on the replay as well, Scott. Thanks for walking us through that. 56-41, the Breakers.
Okay, one shot.
Great work from our crew to bring you that in real time. Sam Menenga knocks that one down. He joins Parker Jackson Cartwright in double figures. 11 and 5 from the big man. Out of the hugely successful Harbour Basketball Association here in Auckland. Harrell goes straight at Menenga and straight through him.
Strong take. And if that happens again, Coppinen's going to need to turn to Freddie Gillespie, because Adelaide do a good job of going to the well when they find something that works. As Mooney hurdles over Detch after kissing it off the glass.
56% shooting tonight for New Zealand. Breakers at 45. Sixers, I should say, at 45. DJ gets his own rebound. Whips it out. Detch, Davis, puts it on the floor, gets inside, gets it to go, and one.
The take. Great take from Davis. The shot fake on the closeout from Lopez. Gets him in the air. Again, through the contact. As Jackson Cartwright reaches in. Good enough to finish the play.
Davis averaging just under 21 points a game. Shooting 45% from the field so far this season. 3 rebounds, 6 assists. A couple of steals as well thrown in there for good measure. It's been a terrific pickup for the 36ers. He's got 13 points so far this evening. Mooney from the elbow. That's Cash. And Menenga's a little bit sore under the basket.
That's enough. That's enough. I'm looking at the screen.
Gonna have a look at this one. Sam Menenga rolls to the hoop.
We're looking at the screen. Sunday.
Like, he keeps sticking his ass out. You gotta be still.
We're looking at the screens.
Kendrick Davis giving everyone his view.
Sam Menenga gave Sunday Detch his view after he picked himself up off the floor, and now Mike Wells is having a part of that conversation. Menenga obviously didn't appreciate elements of the block out that occurred. They were chatting it through. Jarrell Martin offered some perspective. Menenga's heated.
It's all happening right in front of Tom Abercrombie. Tommy, what are you seeing?
Yeah, look, Mike Wells pretty animated there. It all started with the screen from Menenga, I believe. He's pretty certain that he was moving on that one, getting pretty frustrated by some of the lack of calls in that department, and that's what started it all. I'm not sure how it escalated, but certainly the physicality has picked up a little bit. I think the Breakers have done a pretty good job of defending and playing without fouling so far in this one, and maybe that physicality is just starting to cause some frustration with Adelaide.
The words of Ron Burgundy, that escalated quickly. Sunday Detch from outside.
Good hit right on the shot clock buzzer.
(61-49). 6 minutes remaining here in this third period. Cairns and Brisbane to come tonight. The Saturday switch as well. Big night of hoops coming your way. That's called for the foul.
Adelaide bench up in arms again, feeling like a moving screen from Gillespie off the ball. They're throwing their arms up in exasperation.
Already had it. Tech on Mike Wells so far. And now a tech on the Adelaide bench.
Ooh. So not on Mike Wells.
Sounds like not on Mike Wells on the bench. So the first one was on Mike Wells earlier in the game. This one on another member of the bench.
Well, they're clearly worked up over that issue. Tom, what are you seeing courtside in terms of the legality of these screens from the Breakers?
Oh, as always, I think the big guys like to flirt with the line. There's really a screen that isn't up for debate in the NBL, and certainly the Breakers are pushing the boundaries in that regard, but it's nothing new. I think they've established the way that they're playing early on in this one, and nothing's changed in regards to how that's going throughout the game. It's just that Adelaide's starting to get more and more frustrated about it.
And Tom, are you enjoying those little mid-range jumpers from Matt Mooney curling off those screens off the ball?
We haven't seen too many over the last few years, have we? It's nice to see them come back. I wish I was here to be part of them.
Great to have Tom Abercrombie, Breakers legend, with us. Final MVP in the NBL, of course. Our man courtside. Bairstow out there with Lopez, Mooney, Gillespie and Bolden at the moment. Mooney has to shoulder the offensive load and doing it beautifully.
He's rolling now. Found his range from inside the arc, and now he steps beyond it. He's got 15. He and Jackson Cartwright have combined for 35.
He's got both their triples from outside as well. The Amy replay. That stroke is nice.
Well, he's a sniper, and you slip under that screen at your peril. Sunday Detch there, such a savvy defender, took a risk and paid the price.
Back to an equal game high 16-point lead too here for New Zealand. Martin's been good tonight. Doesn't continue his hot shooting form there. Adelaide have got coverage off transition. Lopez taking Martin baseline. Terrific finish. And he'll go to the line to add the bonus.
Strong take. Loves that baseline drive from the right corner, Karim Lopez. Quick first step, bodies him up. Finishes through the contact, and okay. Just says, how did you enjoy that, Jarrell?
Damon Lowry at the back would be able to provide us with some kind of Spanish. I'm surprised I can't hear him somewhere, just yelling. Phone will light up in a second. Evening, Damon. 19-point lead.
He's working on a second straight double-double here. Lopez, 9 and 7.
He's quickly approaching that. As you see, 3rd and 4th. 4 and 2 plays 5 and 3. And New Zealand have a game-high 19-point lead.
Wow.
Gillespie got a piece of it, and he cannot believe it.
Well,
Freddie Gillespie's eyes are about to pop out of his skull.
Well, don't say that in Spark Arena, because we've seen that before. Now, that was clean. They've got their coach's challenge. Surely they employ it. Opportunity missed.
Adelaide getting things going quickly. Davis, Gillespie's having none of it. He soars in to swat it away.
No.
Breakout performance from Freddie Gillespie. Martin fouls Bolden underneath the cup.
Well, it's a block party. It is a block party for Freddie Gillespie, and all the 36ers are invited. Perfectly timed as the help defender. Sparking offensive transition with protection at the rim.
Freddie Gillespie with Taco full courtside saying, I don't know who you're coming in for, but I'm thinking it's not going to be me. 68-49. He has had a real impact at the Tangerine timeout. You can see the Breakers in those striking Indigenous round jerseys. Of course, they're away over the next couple of weeks. We had a really nice performance pre-game. Tom, you've been a part of this. There is such a terrific connection to culture in New Zealand as well. What's that like to be a part of from a Breakers perspective over the last few years?
Yeah, it's certainly wonderful and a unique thing for New Zealand Breakers, obviously, to represent the whole country. And this uniform this year, it's particularly special. You can see at the heart of it the Kowhaiwhai designs, which are traditional patterns seen in the rafters of Whanganui Māori meeting houses. They've got the elements of the hammerhead shark pattern in there, which has always been part of the Breakers jerseys in the past. And the new feature this year is the inclusion of the power patterns, which Aussies will know a little bit better as abalone, but for New Zealanders, it's power, and that beautiful colour that it has throughout the jersey there is a really unique and wonderful design, which is a bit of a connection to the Pacific brothers and sisters that we all share down in this part of the world.
Looks fantastic. And Tom, that was an exceptionally good description.
Yep.
And Tom, while we got you, mate, we saw Freddie Gillespie send that away down the other end. He's got 4 blocks. He's having a terrific impact. You spoke with Taco before. It's an interesting situation. He said, you know, he's trying to get right so he can get back on the floor. Is that with the Breakers? Because you can only have 3 imports in this league. And with Jackson Cartwright, Matt Mooney, and Freddie Gillespie, I count 1, 2, and 3.
I know, the basket went in, it's just one free throw. The basket went in.
Might go back to Tom with that question. Selective hearing from our man courtside as we throw him a curly one.
Sorry, Nick, I didn't know that was for me.
Vasiljevic underneath. Great work, terrific finish. 69-51. Jackson Cartwright inside his fouls.
Blue 44.
Hey, Tom, now that we've got you back, I was asking about your chat with Taco Fall. He said that he's looking to get back on the floor as you asked him about his status with the Breakers.
Yeah, well, much like our chat just then, I didn't hear much of what you said, and I didn't hear much what Taco said either because he was so high above me.
Oh, yeah.
But, yeah, obviously that status is a little bit unclear. I think the best indications I've had at the moment is he'll stay with the team as a training player or an injury replacement player with the option to come in if there is an injury at some stage throughout the season to one of the other imports.
Okay, that's interesting. There's some John Brown III type vibes around that situation. It's a credit to Freddie Gillespie to come out and be playing as well as he is in that environment.
Spot on, he's been terrific tonight. Jackson Cartwright splits him at the line, equals a season high. 21 for him. Almost got a piece of that from Davis. Detch outside. Leaves that one short. 19-point Breakers lead. They've won their last 5 at home, as Tom told us off the top tonight. Adelaide have got some work to do. They came back from 19 down last week. Jackson Cartwright misses that, which you thought he would have gobbled up. Davis surveying, in attack mode. Great finish.
Well, key minutes here. Last 3 minutes of the third. They've fallen down by a bunch here, Adelaide. Still plenty of time. 13 minutes overall, but got to finish this quarter strong.
Bairstow puts the step on. Free throw line jumper, knocks it down. Pretty move from Sean Bairstow. He's the third of the brothers to play in the NBL. Cam and Jared gone before him. Marshall in the corner. No good. Breakers can push it beyond 20 here. For the first time in the ball game. Anticipovic got it.
Big hits. Bairstow, then Anticipovic. Role players stepping up in big moments. Now they're back out beyond 20. Finishing the quarter strong.
And it becomes a long road for Adelaide from here. Vasiljevic is offline again. He is 3 of 12. Jackson Cartwright the other way. He is red hot.
Oh my, 7 straight points for the Breakers. And they've blown this apart.
Couple of bodies on the floor.
Fouls on 33.
Foul on Gillespie.
Here we go, next play, fellas.
No call there.
Here we go.
Jackson Cartwright picks up a flop warning. It was 61-49 only a few moments ago. Since then, the Breakers have ripped off a 16-4 run to open this thing right up. Vasiljevic fouled. Crafty move. He'll go to the line to add one more.
Nice move from Vasiljevic. He goes to 9, a chance to get into double digits. He's had a tough going. 4 of 13 from the field, 1 of 5 from long range. Man, we spoke about how important the end of this quarter was going to be for Adelaide. Sadly for them, it's gone the other way.
It was red hot earlier in the season, DJ. It's been really tough sledding for him the last few. Said earlier, 13 of 45, his past 3 coming into tonight. 4 of 22 from 3, so over his past 4 games, he's 5 of 27 from outside. Just hasn't been working for him. We know he can heat up at a moment's notice. Gets the and one there. Minute 15 remaining. Anticevic already with a big hit this quarter. Doubles up.
Can stroke it. Has been shooting it well the last couple of games. 2 big ones here late in the third.
Breakers haven't scored more than 93 points so far this season. They've got 80 with time remaining in the third. Humphrey's move is pretty. Their wins by 2, 4, 2 and 4 so far. The Breakers, they're 4 and 2 and they lead by 22. Lopez is wide open. Menenga pulls it down. He's locked up by Marshall.
Stay here.
Martin and Menenga having a bit of an exchange. Possession arrow is going to keep this with New Zealand. 22-point lead for the hosts. Anticevic, another one. Oh, the shooter's roll.
He enjoys it. A smile to his bench as he runs down the floor. Wow. 3 in a row here from Anticevic.
Davis leans into Jackson Cartwright, gives it up. Vasiljevic on Mooney, behind the back. Martin rips it down, but stepped on the chalk.
Oh, man, everything that can go wrong is going wrong for Adelaide. They get an offensive rebound. They've got the size advantage down low, and Martin puts his kicks out of bounds.
Game-high 25-point lead and time remaining. Menenga, Lopez. Oh, the bank is open.
Oh, my.
Saturday night is party time in Spark Arena. 86 points for the Breakers through 3 quarters. They lead by 28 over the 36ers, and there's still a quarter to go. It has been a welcome return to Spark Arena for the New Zealand Breakers and for that man, Freddie Gillespie. who's inviting Breaker Nation to his block party. 4 blocks on the night. The call didn't go his way, but most things have for the New Zealand big man this evening. And the Breakers lead the Sixers by 28 with a quarter to go, Liam Santamaria.
Wow, they put 34 on the board in that third quarter. And it all got away from Adelaide in that last 3 minutes. Martin strong to the rim, can't finish.
They can't buy one. There is a lid on it for the Sixers at the moment. And it's a hula hoop at the other end for New Zealand. Kadee off to the races, lays that one home.
3 minutes to go in that quarter, Joel. We said, hey, listen, Adelaide need to finish strong. They were down 17 at the time, and they got outscored by 11 in those 3 minutes to result in that 28-point deficit.
High-scoring quarter of the season so far for the Breakers. Lopez wide open. He just keeps adding to his arsenal, Karim Lopez.
He's got 15 now. He's the equal second leading scorer for the game.
15, 7 rebounds as well. DJ outside, cashes that one in from very long range. Back to 26. Tom Abercrombie, you are listening to Pettery Confident at three-quarter time.
Yes, obviously a pretty happy camp down in the Breakers at quarter time. What I like to see from them is just all the cameos they've had across the board. Guys that needed to step up. Grant Anticipage, Karim Lopez, Sam Meninga, Freddie Gillespie all played really well in their roles in this game. And the Breakers, 89 points so far in this one. They're only averaging 81 on the season, so they're well and truly exceeding their points per game so far. And the lids come off Spark in that third quarter too as they continue to rain down threes.
Spot on. 93, their highest score of the season. If you had one question mark over the Adelaide 36ers' legitimacy as a title contender, to be just that consistency of application. And tonight, as it has happened a couple of times in New Zealand in the recent past, it has not been there for them.
Well, look, they got a lot of talent, Adelaide, and it's a kind of unique group of talent. That guy right there, Dejan Vasiljevic, they've got to work out how best to get him involved. He's not just a catch and shoot guy. You know, he's at his best when he's operating with the rock, and he can mix up the ways in which he scores. Now, this is always a good avenue to the bucket. Harrell in the block. There's a big, heavy dose of Kendrick Davis, but how do you use Humphreys? How do you use Vasiljevic? And they're working through all those questions in real time.
7-3 out of three-quarter time, the way of the Sixers. Meninga on the take. He's fouled inside.
Meanwhile, for New Zealand, the ball's popping. Oh, Jackson Cartwright can create an advantage, get 2 to the ball or get them in rotations. And then it's kick around the perimeter. Cartwright's... he's been sensational. 23 points and 6 assists. And it's... You know, there's plenty of plays like that one just there where there's nothing in the box score, but it's his playmaking that initiates the offense for others.
This man's former team coming up next, the Cairns Taipans against the Brisbane Bullets. The full pre-game coverage for you. A call from 8 o'clock Eastern Daylight Time, 7 o'clock Queensland time. 25-point Breakers lead, only 3 away from their highest score of the season. Vasiljevic in the corner, knocks it down. It's taken him a little while, but he's found his range. Shooting at 48%, the Sixers, 5 of 17 from outside. Ball going back the other way here. Haven't had too many turnovers tonight, just the 9 between these two teams.
That's the call Adelaide have been looking for most of the game. Illegal screen. Bolden doesn't agree with it.
To the inside. Harrell underneath. Powerful reverse finish.
Time out, New Zealand.
A shake of the head from Harrell after a couple of easy buckets. They're back to 20.
So 90-70, 7:06 remaining. So the Breakers looking for a win. You see Sam Meninga there with a vest on his back at that Tangerine timeout. Just getting a little bit of treatment on the run.
Oh, the Docs just... What is going on there?
That is a contraption, Liam.
Is that a heat pad of some sort?
It's like a portable massage chair.
you want one of those, John?
I wouldn't mind one, just quite. It's been terrific. Sam Meninga started on fire, 12 points, 6 rebounds. Karim Lopez outstanding again. Matt Mooney's got 15 and PJC a season high 23 for the Breakers. So 20 points the split at the Tangerine timeout. 7:06 remaining. Joel Peterson, Liam Santamaria, Tom Abercrombie with you. Cairns and Brisbane to come this evening in the Sunshine Stoush, and both of those teams desperately need a win. Both of these teams came in above 500 on the season, and the Breakers, short of a miracle, looking a good bet to go to 5-2 on the campaign, with Melbourne to come on Monday. Again, the ball swings around the three-point line. Bears Bowden Gillespie, beautiful basketball.
That's really pretty to watch. The unselfishness of the Breakers has been on display in this fourth quarter. Easy to do, of course, when you're up by 20 or so, but you love to see the ball popping around through hands for an easy finish at the rim.
No easy finish that time for Harrell. Again, Gillespie playing some good defense. Jackson Cartwright. Not this time, as he slides on his backside over to see Mike Wells. Asks him for a little bit of help up. Not sure Mike would have been all that thrilled to help PJC up, who's been a thorn in his side so far this evening.
Tell you what, impressive display from the Breakers this evening. Tom, this squad came in at the start of this season without many expectations, and you're seeing them on the regular.
That's a foul.
This is going to be back-to-back wins over good teams, Sydney and Adelaide. Are you starting to believe in this group as contenders?
Yeah, you're right, Liam, and I think these last two wins really tell you a lot about this Breakers team. The win over Sydney, to go over there on the second half of a back-to-back and really take it at the Sydney Kings, and then to back it up with the performance here tonight against an Adelaide 36ers team that's been playing some really good basketball. We're starting to get a pretty good idea about this Breakers team now. It's no longer just a fluke that they're beating some of these teams and winning games. Not many people picked them in the preseason, but they're starting to play some really good, consistent basketball.
And what are you making of Petteri Koppinen here in the early part of the season, as we see Montrezl Harrell one-on-one with Bolden? He draws the foul. There's been a strong start from a first-year coach in the league.
Yeah, it has, and I've spoken about it. The players really enjoy playing for him. They really like the way he coaches. They love his temperament out there. He's a pretty calm, relaxed coach that players enjoy playing for. And so far, he's getting some good results out of his team. I think you see it in the confidence that everyone has when they come in. There's no hesitation no matter who's coming in off the bench. They're ready to let that thing fly, and he's more than willing to use all of the bench as well.
The same one I just called on DJ down there.
Hard not to like what he's doing. Harrell at the line hits the first of two. $19 for Montrez, so right on schedule from a scoring perspective. 5 rebounds. This is his 5th free throw attempt of the evening, and it drops. 22 points is the Breakers' lead. Challenged in that second period. Adelaide got it back to 4. New Zealand pushed it back out to 13 at halftime. Adelaide got it back to 12 in the third quarter. It was 28 at three-quarter time. Now at 22. Fumbling around with it here. Somehow Jackson Cartwright resurrects it. Bolden inside is fouled.
Clunky possession. Went right down the wire. Lopez finds the big guy, slicing down the paint.
Next play, fellas, we go. 2 shots.
It's all about Montrezl Harrell. He's scored He's the team leading scorer with 20. He's nearly 60% from the field, but he hasn't been that dominant presence throughout the game that we saw last week. And you credit the New Zealand bigs, Menenga, Gillespie, Bolden, who have all been really active for limiting his impact in that regard.
Just never really got going tonight, Montrezl Harrell. Coming to him late. No good that time. Highest score of the season for the Breakers. Looking to add 2 more, Jackson Cartwright. Can't quite get there. 25 so far for him. Only 5 performances he's in his NBL career that have been better than that scoring-wise.
That's good D. Vasiljevic dancing on the perimeter, and PJC stays right with him.
Davis outside. Buries that one.
You got to be careful here with the Breakers. You have a chance here to pump up your percentage. We know it all comes into play. You want to finish top 4. You want to finish top 2 if you can. Chance for a 20, 25-point win. Don't let that slip away in these last few minutes.
Only once in the last 15 outings, going back through last season, the Breakers have topped 100 points. Vasiljevic not happy with the call there. So going back to the first game of round 20 last year against the Bullets. They won 103-87. Dave Dobbin being enjoyed.
Oh, mate, you know when the Foot Rock Flats music comes out as Lopez scores underneath, that they're having a good time in Spark Arena.
They don't often play any other songs from Dave's back catalogue, though.
Oh, you're familiar with Dave's back catalogue?
Not hugely.
Okay, well, maybe they do and you don't realise.
Maybe the inference was the back catalogue isn't as sizable as other back catalogues.
Okay, all right. Just grab my hand and walk me through it.
4 minutes remaining here. No disrespect to the great man, of course.
Well,
Vasiljevic outside.
You decided to go there?
Yeah, maybe a little bit. Apologies to Dave. And Lopez called for the walk. Another great performance from him, though. 6 of 9, 2 of 4 from outside, which is a really good sign as far as he's concerned. 17 and 7. A couple of assists, a block. And importantly, he's only shaded by PJC in terms of minutes so far tonight. 28 minutes from Karim Lopez. Gillespie's across for another block. 5 for Freddie. Bolden at the other end. And Mooney playing the passing lanes. It has not been Adelaide's night. Some of that their own making, a lot of it New Zealand's. And that's too easy for Matt Mooney.
Finishing strong. The Breakers' 25-point lead.
100 up for the home team after the highest scoring game in NBL25 so far last night in Perth. Jason Kadee offline, who had 32 in the highest scoring game of the 40-minute era. Jason Kadee. The Crocs and the Kings back in 2015-16 combined for 249 points. Kadee 32, Clint Steindl had 25 on that night. Montrezl Harrell inside is fouled.
Next play, fellas, next play. Here we go, 2 shots. Wide 2. Wide 2, hit 2.
Well, they're just going to have to wipe this one. Adelaide, of course. They've got some questions to answer in terms of, you know, the offense. Vasiljevic, Humphreys. Humphreys just 4 points, 4 shots, 1 rebound. He hasn't been able to get going. How do you fully assimilate Jarrell Martin, get the best out of him? The balance between Vasiljevic and Kendrick Davis on the perimeter. But there's so much about this game that just kind of went awry for them, and a lot of that is the Breakers just playing at a really high level on their home floor.
You can unlock the ultimate fan experience with NBL Plus, including access to archival footage, in-depth stats, and exclusive partner offers now. Scan the QR code on screen to sign up for free. Great insights. You can go into all kinds of analytics behind the game. Get access to a lot of the stuff that your favourite NBL experts have. Andrew Gaze, Damon Lowry among them. 100-77. Been a big performance from the Breakers. Claire Isaac drops that one off to Freddie Gillespie.
Beautiful pass. The young fella checks in. Drops a dime on his first possession.
Played 9.5 minutes. His first appearance of the season. Carlin Davidson out there as well. Coming off a strong season in the NZNBL with Taranaki. Sean Bairstow running things at the moment. Freddie Gillespie continues to impress.
Oh, the bench group going to work against the Adelaide starters. Now Mike Wells throws in the towel. Vasiljevic and Davis come out. And the Amy replay, beautiful pass from Bairstow, and Gillespie does the rest.
Lefty finish from Freddie Gillespie. 13-7 for him. Some well-earned rest for the Breakers. As we said earlier, have got Melbourne on Monday in Melbourne. Turnover there in a venue that has been hideously unfriendly to them in recent times, New Zealand. So that'll be a big test. And look at that, the love for Freddie Gillespie as he makes his way to the bench.
Had a great game. 5 blocks at Freddie's.
So McNaught, Isaac, Davison, Pinot and Bolden out there for the Breakers. Dane Pinot can't handle that one. Marshall, Rasmussen, Martin, Harrell and Detch out there for Adelaide. Keanu Rasmussen with his first minutes of the season.
Opportunity taken by the Breakers to get a big percentage boost. A chance to win this thing by 30 all of a sudden.
Their percentage 95 coming in. Adelaide's just under 100, so that'll take a hit. The Breakers will go skyward. Montrezl Harrell, tough finish coming across the lane.
He's got a team high 24. Montrez.
Davison putting it on the floor. Isaac for 3. Big hit. Great stuff for Kaya Isaac. Really nice way to score your first NBL points. 107-79. Harrell is fouled. He will go to the line for 2. Tom Abercrombie courtside. Tom, how would Adelaide regroup from this?
Yeah, look, it's going to be a tough one, isn't it? You guys have alluded to it, but they've got some questions to ask. It's just about how they are going to structure their role clarity out there. With a full-strength roster and those 3 bigs out there trying to find enough minutes, enough opportunities for everyone, just how that all works together is the challenge for this Adelaide 36ers team. And it's not an easy one because they've got a lot of personalities, a lot of guys who are great scorers and hungry for the basketball. So how they make that all fit is the real challenge for them, I think.
Yeah, it's a good call. And, you know, that's the offensive end. The defense, I thought the defense was lacking tonight. We spoke off the top that they were sluggish. They lacked energy in the early going, got down 10-zip, and they really haven't been able to recover ever since. So, yeah, just a poor performance at both ends of the floor for Adelaide tonight.
Fairly long way to wait as well. They play Illawarra in the last game next Sunday, Adelaide. So a week and a bit of recovery and rest and plenty of work on the training court. As we've said a number of times, New Zealand back in action Monday, Melbourne Cup Eve. Time winding down for Menenga, who started it all and finishes it in style. Big night for Sam Menenga. Oh, Nick Marshall.
Boy.
Where has that come from?
What a throwdown. Emphatic from Marshall at the rim. Got the step, got a ride, and put it down with authority.
2 seconds left, 27 down. Nick Marshall says, "Cop that!" It's a holler for Nick Marshall a bit earlier in the game, and he misses the free throw. And Sam Menenga's quarterback pass goes unanswered, but what a performance from New Zealand. They take down the highly fancied Adelaide 36ers. 4-1 at home this season, the Breakers. They improved to 5-2 and proved they're no flash in the pan, smashing Adelaide by 27.
Absolutely belted them. Started the game 10-zip, put 33 on the board in the opening term, another 34 in quarter 3, and ran away with it in the end. That was a good old-fashioned beatdown by the Breakers.
It was a hammering. That man was really impressive, Freddie Gillespie, in the handshake line behind Taco Fall, of all people. Parker Jackson Cartwright 25, Karim Lopez 17 and 7, Matt Mooney 17, Gillespie 13, Menenga 14. They all contributed tonight. They shoot 60% from the field in a thrilling performance, and Tom Abercrombie's got our Foot Locker player of the game.
Yeah, I'm joined here by Parker Jackson Cartwright. Parker, 109 points tonight, mate. Where did this performance come from?
I want to congratulate you for the statue first. That's amazing, man. Congrats. But, you know, it was a great team win. Honestly, like, we prepared for these guys all week, and now we used that to our advantage. So we came out and we hit first.
I, for one, hope that statue isn't coming, Parker. But there might be one for you if you keep playing this way. Tell me about the next one. You've obviously got Melbourne on Monday. You've made some great strides these last couple of games. Melbourne United in Melbourne hasn't been a happy hunting ground for the Breakers. You feel like that's the real big challenge coming up to really prove yourselves?
Well, Melbourne is always the top of the league. They're always one of the standards, toughest teams in the league. So, you know, we have a heavy challenge on the horizon, but we feel ready.
Well, good luck over there and great job tonight, mate. Thank you.
They feel ready and they look ready. 109-82, they get it done. A big week for statues, but none coming for Tom Abercrombie, as he said. And Parker Jackson Cartwright goes into the middle of the huddle. A victorious one for the Breakers. 109-82, their biggest win of the season, their biggest score of the season, their biggest score since round 12 last year. It all came up New Zealand tonight. We'll break it down on the other side of this. What a night it was for the New Zealand Breakers. Their biggest win of the season, their biggest score of the season. It was an offensive showcase, 109-82. They have absolutely spifflicated the Adelaide 36ers. And a big win for New Zealand moves them to 5-2 on the season. There's the stats, the tail of the tape. Liam Santamaria, they